I was watching the Chronicles of Riddick, and there was this moment where Riddick had to face his enemy, Lord Marshall. The way Lord Marshall moves and the ability he shows remind you of what it's like to be a TI in this program. To have to fight against a program. It's similar to Agent Smith, this ever-present force that seems to be built to overpower you. Lord Marshall represents systematic power, the internal battle. Riddick fight against him is an example of a TI fighting against the program. His ability to phase in and out represents the program ability to spread fear or hate that you can't pin down. An enemy that phases in and out is unpredictable, hard to confront directly, and is always one step ahead. And the same applies to the program because it involves so many people. The main person responsible for spreading the lies can easily blend into the crowd they created. So how did Riddick win? He didn't chase the illusion. He waited for the moment that Lord Marshall had to materialize. That's the key. You don't fight what's imagined, you fight what becomes concrete. Another ability Lord Marshall possessed that is similar to the program is his ability to know Riddick's every move, which is pattern recognition. One of the main things the program utilized to their advantage. When someone seems to know your every move, one or two things is happening. They are studying your patterns and you are stuck in a predictable cycle. This is why Riddick was being attacked from every angle. This is what it's like to be a TI. Every aspect is being predicted and sabotaged. Riddick wins because he stopped reacting emotionally. He becomes still, observant, and unpredictable himself. Sometimes being unpredictable is just doing the opposite of what you used to do. This represents breaking normal routines, not telegraphing your next step, don't respond the same way twice, and controlling your emotions. The person or force who seem all-knowing often just understand patterns better than you do. And once understood equally or more, you see the power, not so overpowering, just more understanding. Another ability Lord Marshall possessed that was similar to the program was his speed beyond perception. It's the same way when, as a TI, you may try to escape the program. You may move, go somewhere else, and you come to find out that you can't escape it. You can't outrun it. It can be everywhere all at once. How did Riddick defeat that? You don't defeat it with speed. You don't defeat speed with speed. You defeat it with awareness. Riddick's strength isn't supernatural speed, it's presence. He waits, he watches, he doesn't flinch. Stillness defeats chaos. Now, there's this psychological layer to this. As a TI, when you in this program, when you go against an adversary such as the program, the adversary has to get in your head and create doubt. So that means in order for you to be defeated, you must first envision or imagine yourself losing first. Symbolically, the Lord Marshall represents the part of you that says you're already defeated, the voice that predicts failure before you act, the memory that replays faster than you can think, that internal force that phases in and out. You think it's gone, then it come back. You try to distract yourself, then it come back. So how would you defeat Lord Marshall in real life? Slow down. Speed loses power when you stop chasing it. You break predictability, change patterns, become unreadable. Control emotions. Emotional reactions give away your next move. Wait for materialization. Fight with facts, not assumptions. Stay grounded. Presence beat illusions. Lord Marshall represents the systematic internal battle you have. Agent Smith, on the other hand, represents the systematic external battle you have to face. Agent Smith represents a force that assimilate individuality, multiply through attention, infect environments, become stronger the more you fight them emotionally. It isn't just an opponent, he's a pattern that copies itself. So the TI sees a lot of group think, social pressure, cultural programming, self-criticism, trauma repeating itself, mob mentality, and ideology that absorb everything into itself. The more you argue emotionally, the more versions appear. The shift happens when Neo stops fighting Smith as an external threat and understands Smith only exists within the system. Neo doesn't outpunch him. He transcends the framework that gives Smith power. That's the key. How do you defeat a Smith in real life? Stop fighting inside the system. If the enemy feeds on reaction, outrage, or emotional charge, don't supply it. Some forces multiply when resisted incorrectly. Silence and non-participation can starve them. Next is maintain individual identity. Smith's main goal is assimilation, so your weapon is independent thought, self-awareness, clear values, and non-reactivity. When you don't mirror the energy, it can't copy you. Next is refuse psychological infection. Agent Smith spread through proxy. Don't absorb other people's panic. Don't internalize projection. Don't adopt narratives that aren't yours. Observe without merging. Next is transcend. Don't dominate. Neo wins not because he becomes more aggressive, but because he becomes conscious of the illusion. Sometimes the battle isn't about overpowering. It's about stepping outside the frame. The psychological interpretation is Agent Smith can represent the part of you that repeats negative scripts. The identity formed around pain. The I am this way mindset that spreads into everything. In that case, you defeat it by interrupting patterns, choosing differently intentionally, acting against your own conditioning. Become aware of the thoughts before it becomes behavior. Awareness stops replication. This is how you defeat an unbeatable enemy.
I can see you. You can't trick me anymore.